And we're back. Game number 2 of our leadoff best of 3 today. Evil Geniuses taking on Team Liquid. TL playing with a stand-in. That's Valera, a.k.a. some may know him as Twista. I actually didn't know that until I saw his tweet earlier. But yeah, doing a great job for TL in Game 1. And really on the back of some solid play coming out of Koikva and Bulba in particular. Also Way2 having a standout game. TC played pretty solid as well in the LS. And EG to be honest, in the last few times we've seen EG play, it has a very similar feel. It's not that they completely screw the pooch. It's not that they just get completely run over. They just feel like when it gets to the mid-game transition point, they just kind of run out of steam. They stop being effective at any kind of movement. And once they get behind in gold, they just lack the punching power to get themselves back into things. That's something they're going to want to shore up now. We're going to see MSS back on Bad Rider now for the second game here today. And I want to say it's like the third or fourth game in a row in the D2L that they've snagged the bat for MSS. To help break down the draft and, of course, lend the insight and analysis, as always, welcome in once again, Ben Merlini-Wu. So going to get to see MSS getting a little bit more practice on the bat. He's not bad. We both have talked about that. He certainly needs a little bit more experience. On the side of Liquid, though, going to grab up that Visage one more time for Way2 and Elder Titan, the first pick out.
Wow, I just watched the conclusion of the Fnatic VP game. That ending was nuts. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you were tuning in, but it was one of the most ridiculous late games I've seen. Anyways, back to this game. Elder Titan, you don't really want to give any team that, and Evil Geniuses, they prioritize Batrider very, very highly. I'm surprised that they do. It's like a...
5 seconds.
I mean, Koikva on the Storm Spirit had a much bigger impact than Batrider. So I think if they want to pick up Batrider, it's not like they're forced to in the first pick. Like something like a Visage or Elder Titan. I actually... just a Visage, I think, would just be much more well-rounded, secure their tri-lane, because they definitely did not have it secured last game.
It seems like EG, in most of the games we cast them, they really like team compositions that can get out, get aggressive, and fight early. And that's what they've drafted here, Bat and Lifestealer. I mean, Bat's going to make a pretty good Lifestealer bomb vehicle once he gets his Blink Dagger up. We'll see if they want to add something else to go with it. Probably not, though. Venomancer, of course, post 6.79, very solid support, can be played very aggressively, very effective at roaming and ganking early on because of the power of Gale, and very good at pushing as well as really good counter push, which they're going to need against the composition that's led off with an Elder Titan and a Visage, and now they're going to go ahead and grab that CM once again. So wouldn't be a surprise to see Valera back on Riley. But, yeah, it's EG. I mean, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, just as a former professional player. You know, again, the issue we're seeing with EG is kind of what I said before. It's not that their laning phase is going terrible, and in most games it's not. I mean, in some games, in fact, they're coming out way ahead. But it seems like there's just this point, sometime around 20 minutes in, when they just kind of get lost. Like they start to feel like they're easy to abuse. They don't really take advantage of the opportunities that are available to them, and they seem to have a little bit of a trouble accomplishing secondary and tertiary goals off of the kills they do get. We saw that in play very heavily in Game 1, where they would get kills and trade with Team Liquid and come out pretty even, but it seemed like Liquid was always taking one or two more little things, even if it was just a little bit extra damage on a tower or maybe getting a rebuttal kill that EG didn't expect. And that's what really allowed them to build the lead, which eventually snowballed out of control by the time all was said and done.
I think they have a lot of trouble getting things accomplished mid-game, not even just a little bit. They just need more direction, and Fear can't do everything for his team. I mean, he probably drafts for his team. We can't actually tell because of captain's mode anymore, and he probably gives like in-game direction and like where to move and stuff, but he can't do everything. And you can just tell that they lack someone telling them everything that they need to do, or they lack the experience to know what they need to do themselves. And like they're just like not on the same page a lot of the time. It's like, okay, Batrider wants to get kills, but Jo wants to farm up his scepter or whatever, and the universe is just off doing his own thing, getting picked off here and there, farming very slowly for his BKB and missing arrows. And then Sand King like wants his blink and arcane, but they need to get kills early and keep down Koikva and TC. So they're like just not on the same page. They either need to just be all out on the aggression, they just need to split up in packs a little bit better, just packs of 2 or 3, like Batrider plus anybody can kill Koikva, but they just didn't do that. 8 to 9 minutes in. So I think that if I were captain of EG, I would just be like, okay, you know what, you guys need to do this and just assign specific tasks. They don't have to be like very specific, as in like, oh, sit here at 8.5 minutes up the cliff and then blink lasso him and then fall out with an arrow starfall. That's not what I'm talking about. It's more like, hey, Batrider and Potom, go create space for other people. Go around us to pick anyone off and get map control for us. And then, okay, Juggernaut, you can farm for your scepter. And then if they defend, I'll be there with I'll just burrow strike in, and you guys try and use whatever to stop them from doing my thing. And Venomancer bait and cast Nova. I don't know. It's just they're very lackluster in their direction.
Yeah, and I think you really encompassed everything that needed to be covered there. They just it's why in the mid game they seem to hit that wall. They just run into this invisible wall where they stop really doing anything but playing reactionary Dota to the other team. And you can't really do that at this level. I mean, if you play nothing but pure reactionary Dota, especially with a mid-game draft, which is what they had in Game 1, you start playing that way, teams at this level are going to just flat out abuse you. They know how to take the map away from you. They know how to limit your farm and bottle you up, even if you still have some towers up. We'll see if they can turn it around here. They're going to snag up the Leshrac. They're going to have, I feel like they have a nice mix of physical damage, magic damage, push, as well as team fight potential here. It's a pretty well-rounded draft. It does kind of reek of 6.78, to be honest. Like it just has that feel to it. To tell you the truth, it even has a feel of almost like something other than the bat that you would see dating back to the time between TI2 and TI3. But, yeah, I mean, they should have a number of options available to them and how they can abuse Team Liquid's lineup. Liquid right now with that Weaver. Weaver's a great hero, but he does take some time to really get going, take some time to get his legs underneath him. And isn't that great in terms of early team fights until he does begin to build damage? Usually just one survivability item into a Deso or into something like that is the way you want to see most Weavers build. That way they can be a little bit more contributing outside of Shikuchi spam early on. But with Elder Titan and Visage out, we've seen how powerful those heroes can be. If they can roam Valyria again, Valyra, I should say, again, like they did in Game 1, and have at least a little, similar success, if not better success, EG is going to have to really feel pressured to make things happen on their terms, especially with a bat. And that comes around to something that we both recognize. There's going to be Koikva back on Storm, so if
their lineup's like the same thing as last game.
Yeah.
Like, EG, what are they doing?
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
It was broke. It's most certainly broke.
I'm talking about for Liquid. I mean, Liquid.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, Liquid, they can pick the same thing. And they have Elder Titan, and they have Weaver. Like, I would give the draft, like, Liquid, like, 9 out of 10, and EG, like, 4, maybe 3.5 out of 10. Because, like, I mean, it's just... Why? Why would you do the same thing as last game? Why would you put MSS for Storm Spirit when Storm Spirit just wrecked last game, didn't die very much, and it's a very good matchup for Batrider? I guess they have the Lifestealer on their team, which is pretty much the biggest difference. They have Weaver instead of Lifestealer, but Lifestealer gets kited by Weaver. He gets kited by Storm Spirit. He still gets owned by Elder Titan because the aura goes through Rage, and they don't have actually, they do have a good carrier in the bat. But Weaver can also Shikuchi away from Fall. He can time lapse Omni Slash. He can spin away from Blade Fury. He can Shikuchi away from Jo Open Wounds. Like I don't really know how they're gonna kill Weaver. And I mean, and kill Storm too. Like if they lasso Weaver, yeah, he's probably gonna die. But keeping all those heroes down is just gonna be very, very difficult. So EG, I don't know. Why wouldn't you ban out Storm? Why would you give them Elder Titan? It just boggles my mind.
Yeah,
they could make their lives so much easier.
It's gonna be Bulba on the Elder Titan this time around instead of the Timbersaw. Koikva, I think, really deserves the MVP vote. Game 1, he played just really, really well, and
TC too, I think.
Yeah,
TC played really well.
TC just played patient, and sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes you want to.
Yeah, he was super patient.
Sometimes you just want to jump out and try to make everything happen, especially on a Lifestealer who, once you get ahead, you get your phase in your armlet, you start to feel pretty man modish. But TC just took his time, farmed his items, and waited until his team needed him. And when he came in, I mean, he was like, patience really the only word. He didn't overextend much. He just kept himself safe and did his job.
That's the thing about playing against a Juggernaut and a Potom. You're like, man, am I really afraid of losing the late game war? Nah, and you can just farm up. That's one of the reasons I don't like Potom. It's like the pressure is on you to get kills early, and the pressure is not really on EG in this game. They have very good late game with Lifestealer and with Juggernaut, and they have the pick potential too with Batrider. So their lineup is like it's not like incredible. I was surprised that they're sticking with the same thing, but I mean I think they do have a very fair shot at this game. It's a better lineup than last game, certainly. The Potom offlane just didn't really do anything, and now I think Universe is probably on a more comfortable hero on the Juggernaut, and they have like the somewhat push potential too with the Venomancer, with the Ward Siege, and Juggernaut with his healing ward of his own. So EG's lineup, maybe I'll bump it up to like a 5.5. Okay, 5.5.
You're too kind. You're too kind. Horn's gonna blow.
It's above average, man. 5 is average.
Yeah, go walk up to a girl on the street and tell her she's a 5.5 and see how she reacts to it. Taking a look
Bell curve, man. Bell curve.
Take bell curve. Oh yeah, use that to justify it too. Yeah, I'm sure that'll work extremely effectively. Taking a look at the lineups and who's handling who. TC will be playing on our Weaver with Storm Spirit, handled by Koikva for the second game in a row. Had a great game one. Going to look to repeat that success this time. We're going to have Waitsu back on Visage, and you know, Waitu's Visage was so quietly dominant. He just quietly farmed a Scepter and a Soul Cure S up by 30 minutes and was just a huge influence. One of those quiet influences that doesn't get a whole lot of yelling from us casters, but can't really overlook. So great game from him. We're going to have Bulba on Elder Titan, a hero you don't really see him play too much because he tends to be banned, very highly sought after by most teams. And Valera, a.k.a. Twista, once again doing his thing on the Crystal Maiden up top. Okay, that is a Weaver. I hate casting sometimes when it's a Weaver because you just like he's going to be in their face and you don't want to flash the camera up there all the time to just see him shikuchiing circles around them, but you don't want to give up and miss a first blood or anything like that either. Anyway, other side of the river, we're going to have Fear playing on Leshrac. He's been hit and miss on Lesh so far in D2L play. Fogged be back on our Venomancer. Jail, he'll be playing on the Lifestealer this time instead of TC. He'll want to have the same success TC had in Game 1. MSS, once again, back on the Batrider, second time this series, and I want to say the third or fourth time in a row.
5 stacks on him, but he still can't dive him. Like, normally at this point, you just dive him and just own him. But, yeah, Storm Spirit, he can just right-click you and just drop remnants in your face. You can't really do anything about it.
And Bulba, level 2 on the Elder Titan. Once again, Juggernaut's where I'm after. Universe, I was going to say I'm down in that lane for some reason. We already called out Bulba. Universe going up against the Elder Titan on this Juggernaut and then, Universe really had a pretty poor Game 1. He's going to need to bounce back. They need a lot of mileage out of him in the mid-game.
Mm-hmm. This top lane from EG, like, how do they plan on killing the Weaver? Like, what are you going to do? Hit a blind split earth against someone who's max move speed and with boots? Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do, Merlini.
And then Fog, if he initiates with the Gale too, then he'll just Shikuchi away. So there's like no way they can kill. Oh, well, okay. Yeah. MSS actually gets a kill.
Yep.
I didn't see that one.
Makes me, yeah, I feel bad. I missed it. Sorry, viewers. That's what happens. That's what happens when you try to watch
he was going to go, we had 5 stacks, but he's like, no, I'll just go another time when the casters aren't looking. Thanks,
yeah, appreciate it, buddy. 1-0, EG off to a good start. Maybe that'll give MSS a little bit of snowball potential. I mean, Koikva just short of level 4. MSS is already about a half level ahead, though, so good for him.
Yeah, he barely escaped it with 30 HP. Maybe he was just waiting for his bottle, so good play out of MSS. Don't know why he couldn't dominate Koikva last game, but still, I mean, being able to one-on-one kill Koikva in one-on-one matchups. So MSS, he's definitely getting there. He definitely has potential, and I think like in a month, maybe like 6 weeks, maybe even less, then he's going to be a standout mid player. And Ichi, this lineup has a potential to be like very, very strong, and I rarely say that about teams. VP, they like look okay, but other than that, like not too many teams have like potential. It's just like big glaring errors, and EG doesn't really make too many.
Yeah. It's not so much what EG does in terms of making mistakes. It's what they don't do in terms of capitalizing on where they are. And in the mid, we're going to have Fog show up on Koikva. Koikva in big trouble. There's the Firefly throughout the Remnant. He's actually going to Vortex on the MSS. If MSS is in trouble, they're going to end up trading 1-for-1. That's not what you can afford to do there. And that's a misstep. We were just singing their praises. In the meantime,
yeah,
2-1.
Needs more experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Well. a little bit fortunate for him. I don't actually know why he didn't get a magic stick. If he had a magic stick, he would have lived there. He just like walked on top of the remnant too. Storm Spirit had 10 stick charges, but he was going to die anyways, so not a big loss there. At least Fox gets some experience. He's sitting at a whopping 4.5, but now I believe Quakevo will outlevel MSS. Quakevo almost level 6, just a quarter of the way there. MSS just 5.5, so that death really cost him heavily.
Yep. He was off to such a good start, too, and that's the shame of it.
Yeah.
We're going to see another Phase Boots build coming out of our Lifestealer and Universe. The poor man's up. Wouldn't be surprising to see another, at least for a temporarily, mirror match. And we're actually going to see Bulba grab himself a set of Phase Boots as well.
Phase boot party? Are they going to do like the same thing as last game? It's like, hey, you get phase boots, I get phase boots. You get drums, I get drums.
Fog catches Valera with the Gale. This is bad news. Help's on the way. Is it going to get there in time? Frostbite.
Oh, he's so slow. Poor Crystal Maiden. Like 280 move speed and then double slowed by Vino. That's just really rough.
Fog going to try to run. Not going to be so lucky. And honestly, problem with that is I think that's actually a good change, a good exchange for Team Liquid as they manage to split that experience between Bulba and Koikfa there.
Yeah, very important heroes to get experience on. Bulba almost level 6 too. Elder Titan is just scary. We haven't actually seen him that much, but that hero is just ownage. And we also seen him just like kind of forgotten by teams for I don't know what reason. It's not like I've seen him just like get destroyed a lot. I'm pretty sure his win rate is still very, very high. Unfortunately, we do not have our SAS person today. TC actually taking a lot of damage on top, but able to flask up. And yeah, TC is doing very well in terms of form. 26-4. That's pretty much the same as Jo, who's sitting at 30-3.
I'll tell you what I think we're going to see Bulba's getting a lot of farm priority right now. We saw this once in the East, and it actually is kind of scary.
AT?
Yeah, I think that's what we're seeing.
It's ownage.
Yeah, they're farming him hard. And, yeah, he is, I mean, now, you know, whenever you run a carry Elder Titan, not only do you benefit, obviously, that he's going to build carry items, and there really is no established build for a carry ET yet, so that's fun to watch. But he's also necessarily going to be a little over-leveled. And over-leveling, you know, ET doesn't have a lot of throwaway skills. He's going to benefit from every skill point he places into any of his abilities, especially getting up natural order to max, which he will have very soon.
Oof.
And Bulba, just look at this. Just look at this.
He does so much damage.
And Bulba, there's the healing ward forcing that out. And, you know, that's one of the more overlooked things about an Elder Titan is early to mid-game, he actually has some pretty solid single-target physical DPS because of the way his damage is buffed by every target that his Astral Spirit goes through. Now, Jo, now they're going to dust him. TC gets the Grave Chill off. JO's right there on him. And trying to finish it up. Fear there to try and help him out, though. And Split Earth will catch way too. Quite low. TC going to pursue out Fear. He's going to get him. There it is. And that's not the kind of exchange you can have if you're EG. Honestly, I'm not sure why they're even trying to kill him. They have to know that the probability is so low.
It's really silly for them to put that sort of tri-lane against a Weaver. I mean, again, some of the decision-making process, I'm like, come on, EG, you should know better than that. Going back to Elder Titan, I really like him in the solo off lane or a solo role in general or a babysat role as opposed to a pure support, just because he does just do a lot of damage. And if you can just run in the middle and tank or even just get a Shiva's up and just be super annoying, like the amount of damage that you help aid your team with Natural Order is just incredible. Natural Order is not one of those spells that like, oh my gosh, I just hit a 5-man RP and it just completely destroyed them. It's one that just like, wow, like if you're playing against them and you expect to take X damage and you just get destroyed, you're like, what in the world just happened to me? I just got melted. But as a spectator, you're just like, you know, it just he's just there.
Yep.
All right.
I really like what we saw in that carry. I can't remember who it was that did it. I want to say it was YYF maybe. That carry Elder Titan we saw who went armlet. And I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I was talking about it with some friends and how you would build it. I actually like the idea of just kind of turning a carry Elder Titan into an aura monster. Get something like an armlet up for mid-game and mid-game viability, then go something like an Assault Cuirass right after that. And just think how tanky you're going to be.
Fog might get caught out here. He is in no man's land. 3 people on him.
Jeez, the damage. But just between Way 2 and Bulba, the balance up atop, they managed to dive TC. And, yeah, that's some bad
news. Just falling apart for EG.
Yeah.
Like, they need, like, Batrider with a blink right now, which he actually has in 90 gold, and they need him to just go absolutely crazy around the map right now.
Yeah. They have to shut down Liquid. Like, I mean, right now, I think the goal needs to be, don't worry about Weaver. Weaver's going to take a little bit to get his legs underneath him.
Yep.
Why don't we just go kill everyone else and take towers and make Weaver come to fights, and then we'll deal with the Weave when he shows up.
I think they should have just let Lifestealer up there, just let him farm alone, and just trade farm whatever, and then let Batrider get his blink, because he'll get his blink way before Weaver gets his Lincolns, and then you can just kill him and keep his farm down that way, and then just keep Bulba down on bottom. But like what they're doing with just trying to, there's a huge engagement on bottom.
Yeah. Universe probably going to end up dead here. He used his Blade Fury, and Jayo's low. Valera probably going to end up dead as well, but what's it going to cost him? Jayo jumped on, Koikfa's there. Fear's going to end up dead out of this. That's a 3-for-1. You just traded away TC, Fear, and Universe, your 2 carries, plus the most important support you have to get a Crystal Maiden. Like what? I'm not really getting behind the thought process on it.
Lifestealer had like 3 seconds left off until Infest. Batrider has his Blink Dagger now. They could have waited like a minute. They have a ward behind tower, so they have vision. Juggernaut had like 188 mana, just 1 magic stick charge short of Omni Slashing. And just like all these small things really adding up for the EG. They just need to be more patient, just like TC was last game on the Lifestealer. He's like, hey, I know what to do. I'm just going to farm, and then we're going to win. And it was as simple as that. And for EG, it's like they're trying to get kills without the Batrider with Blink. They can just infest inside of him and get easy kills, but they're trying to do it the hard way on a hero like CM.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to try to make something happen here. The early gold, they're already 4,000 gold behind at 10 minutes in. Like, they can't afford to fail here. And they're pretty well equipped. They should be able to execute this fairly well. I mean, Weaver's not going to be able to show up reliably at all. There's a lot of damage being done. Now they're going to go ahead and grab out Bulba. Jayo jumps out. Very nice kill for them if they can get it, and they do. Not going to be a big concerted response to it, just taking down the ET for free. Valera hanging around. He probably needs to get on out of there. And Bulba, not very happy that he was the one on the receiving end of EG's aggression that time.
Yeah, EG finally got their stuff together, and just how easy was that? Blink Lasso, easiest kill of their life, right? With Infest, and they just need to keep doing that. And I don't know if they have enough damage to kill Weaver, especially if he gets treads. It's going to be very, very close since Jayo is a little bit underfarmed, doesn't even have his drums yet. But if they have +1, it should be a very easy kill, especially if it's Fear with his follow-up stun. But they may take 2 towers off of this, and Fear actually has level 3 Edict already too. It's gonna. They do have Glyph up though.
This is kind of what I was talking about during the draft. I really like how much more EG is equipped, or how much better EG is equipped to take secondary goals off of good kills. Here comes an Earth Splitter. That'll help run them off a smidgen. But they do have a lot more push potential this game to try and take towers off of
coming from behind. They have a TP on way 2 as well as TC. This is going to be very bad. They need to get out of dodge.
Oh, nice split Earth. Going to delay things. Here comes Quakefoot going on Fear. Fear going to be caught out. There's the jump across. MSS going to have Lasso up at 12 seconds. Jayo in the meantime is Rage trying to avoid the damage. TC comes in, uses time lapse, and there's going to be Valera's. Oh, wow. They're going to pursue this all the way out. Valera got off his freezing field. Wasn't even needed. Bulba's right on their tail. And is going to have another Astral Spirit to toss out. TC just going to try to... Oh, look at the damage! So much.
TC stopped. I think he had Geminate attack. I think if you right-clicked him, he would have died there.
Yep. Still, a big turnaround. So EG takes the tower, but they end up giving back a hell of a lot.
Overstaying their welcome.
Yep, just overextending. That's really the only word. And now they're probably going to end up giving up this tower too.
They have everything up on the side of EG. So if they infest like they did right now, and they can get an easy kill. TC just needs to farm his Lincolns like ASAP before they can start making things happen. And until Batrider has his 4-staff, then he's going to be the primary target, if not Koikfa. But Koikfa farming mid. They're getting so many towers too. This might be their 3rd on bottom.
There's a stomp on the Universe. And he drops the ward and tries to run. That'll zone him out, and this tower very likely to drop. Just look at the damage Bulba has with the bonus he gets from Astral Spirit. He was hitting for 200 damage.
Infest might come out.
Here we go. MSS looking to turn around. Going to grab TC. Jayo right back out. They will be able to bring him down. MSS going to be traded away. Jayo still going to work. Uses the open wounds on Valera, but Bulba again with his damage output. Nice Omni Slash from Universe. Unfortunately, not yet level 11. Only got 3 jumps. Leshrac ends up killing off Koikfa behind the fight while Wave 2's pursued out by Universe, and that's exactly the catalyst EG needs. Having to take fights where they can. They keep the tower alive. They can go back and deny it when they're ready to do so. And keeping the game close, and that's such an important fight for them. I mean, you can look at the gold. Liquid was on the way to getting into that 7,000 to 8,000 gold lead if they take that fight and if they take the tower afterwards. Finally, though, EG able to stop the bleeding, at least temporarily.
Yeah, both teams just overextending. EG with the T2 push and Liquid with that T1 push. They were like very, very close to Linken's on Weaver. He has his ultimate orb right now as well as his perseverance. And if they just wait for that, they can't infest bomb. And he can be the one that sieges towers. Soren Spirit can come in from behind. He's almost has his Orchid too. So Liquid just needs to be slightly more patient as well.
Oh, Fear. Oh. Not able to pick off Bulba. Those are the kind of mistakes you just can't afford. I mean, what's he diving in tier 1 for? He's got to expect some kind of a rotation.
If he got Bulba, it would have been totally worth it. But Bulba still had about 90 HP. He's super fast too. I think he didn't account for the phase boost plus drums plus Astral Spirit move speed.
Yep. 13-8. Liquid well in control of game 2. They lead the series 1-0, looking to give EG their third loss here in the D2L and looking to give themselves their first win. Linken's coming out pretty soon on TC. He's already got his ultimate orb and his perseverance, so at that point, he's going to feel much more apt to start coming to fights.
And MSS, they need more out of him. Use that infest bomb again. That's like their easiest method of getting kills, and they should just use that as much and as often as possible.
TC poking around his jungle. A little bit of EG poking out as well. Tower at bottom was being split pushed by Jo. Warded off by Bulba and Valera, though. And up here we go. We're going to catch Fear out in mid. And there's not a whole lot he can do about that. Now we're going to have MSS grabbing out Koifa. This can be a nice rebuttal kill if they can get it. Flame breaks there, but he's able to use his last bit of mana to ball lightning away. And Visage tosses out the Soul Assumption just as a pat on the back. Orchid now out on Koifa. And this is where we saw Koifa go absolutely bonkers in game 1. Yeah. This is a quick Orchid, too. He's already caught up his Trez and an Orchid coming out short of 16 minutes.
Fear was just out of position right here. Don't exactly know what he's doing, farming at nighttime alone, in the right next to the river. But now things are starting to come together for Liquid. If they make a concerted push effort right now, or just pick constant fights with EG is going to lose out bad. Weaver has his Lincolns right now. Storm Spirit just picked up his Orchid. Visage just picked up his mech too. So they are strongest at this point relative to EG than at any other point in the game.
Jo going with the armlet build after his phase. He's got it done now. And they're going to need to continue to lock and load with him and MSS to really feel like they can fight at this stage, especially now with the Weaver picking up Lincoln's. Lincoln's such a big pickup on TC because that is the target that MSS is prioritizing. And it's one of those things where obviously he's going, no, it's like, oh, he's got Lincoln's. I can't just lasso him until it's popped. But it wouldn't surprise me if we end up seeing him try to lasso and spending his lasso on the Weaver's Lincoln's just out of inexperience. I mean, that's the kind of thing he's got to be very, very aware of.
Mm-hmm. And EG, they can attempt a Roshan too, but Lifestealer is just really hurting on items. It's not even a drums yet, or not even a armlet yet. That's really problematic considering Weaver pretty much has Treads and Lincolns already. So looking at the net worth for those two, we see 7,300 on the Weaver and paltry 4,700. Ew, that is, he's number 6 on that. So TC just doing much, much better than Lifestealer. And they didn't really account for the Weaver. Weaver's getting out of hand. Liquid, Koifa is also getting out of hand too. And they can't afford to keep playing passively too. They have to play it. They have to try and look for picks.
And we can see the gold is continuing to slowly and steadily move up further in favor of Liquid. Again, it's not up on that huge tangential slope. And Jo gonna have to run. I mean, that's not you don't want your Lifestealer feeling like he's got to run like that. TC's probably gonna get killed on Fog. Your Gale helps. He's got help coming. Koifa there. Yep, there's the Orchid. Fog picked off, and they're just gonna collapse up here as Way 2 rotating up. And he's actually got his mechanism up already as well. Not going with the straight Scepter Rush, getting the mech this time. Down to bottom. Fear looking to make something happen. Fear has had a rough game, as you said. 1-5 on Fear's Leshrac. And to be honest, we've seen him struggle on Lesh.
He's so aggressive, too.
Yeah. And there's going to be MSS snagging out Bulba. Valeri will get off the freezing field, not enough to prevent his own death. Bulba will be a nice pickoff, though. So getting 2 from Liquid there, quite nice. Problem is, they've got a couple that are ready to push top. They're going to have to respond real soon. TC just continuing to farm away, though. He's already got another 1,000 gold up. What do you think? Desolator here would make sense.
Yeah, he can pretty much just do whatever he wants, though. Way 2 can get a medallion, and if Liquid does Roshan right now,
fogged. Vortex back. Don't send the solo Venom Man.
He's really low on mana, though. He has a regen, though. He kind of popped off.
Omni Slash ends up the mini stun on the first strike of Omni Slash. Enough to interrupt the TP, so they do manage to pick off Wei2. So EG at the very least narrowing the kill lead, and MSS trying to track down the birds.
Unimportant heroes, though.
Yep.
Like as you talked about last game, they're not killing like TC, and
right.
TC just getting crazy farmed.
Yep. And Koikva was, like you said, Koikva should have been the target there. Koikva right now, he and TC, maybe Bulba, but I would say really Koikva and TC are the number one heroes they want to be taking off the board if they can.
Yes, 900 HP, 910 HP.
Yep.
But able to get away with it.
Yep.
That's
And TC is actually, yep, he's still baking up. He's got 1,600 gold. I'm really anxious to see what he's going to pick up. Finally, Jo manages to get his arm lit up. There is a smoke coming out from he and MSS, and he's going to infest in.
The off-lane Jug is like so much more farm compared to Jo, which is quite sad. Universe 7,800 gold. He has half his scepter, 3/4 of his scepter. He has phase and drums already. So Universe having a much better performance than last game. There's another infest bomb.
Yep, Bulba spotted out. And they've done a good job of holding Bulba down. It looked like Bulba was going to be a force, but now sitting at just 3, 3, and 7. They've done a real nice job of prioritizing him and trying to keep him from being another major source of damage. Problem is, in all of their prioritization, again, they're missing Koikva.
With a haze, he is looking to get a kill. It's going to be a really tough one on Jo, though. He has a haze, and he's pretty close to his T2. So let's see if Koikva actually wants to jump on this. I don't think so.
Yep, looks like he's going to avoid it.
Oh, they'll actually spot him with this ward. They could actually get a bat TP. Oh, wait, no, he's actually just out of range of it.
And there we go. Yep.
Wei2's coming in. Jo, like, he has a rage TP. Oh, no, he is.
There we go. Orchid it out. Vortex back. He will go ahead and rage. And nope, he's just going to turn and fight it. And trying to arm a toggle here. He comes back again. And they don't manage to get him. Koikva disengaged.
HP.
Yep. 21 minutes. Been an active game so far and not really showing a lot of signs of slowing down. There has been a bit of a dead period, but would imagine this is going to pick back up very, very soon. Back to TC. Has picked up his Mithril Hammer, so could go either way. One would imagine with Mithril being the first item out, it will be a Deso. So when that Deso comes out, I really don't know what EG can do. I mean, TC's just so damn far ahead, man. I mean, when you look at net worth, he's right up there with Storm.
Super quick with Bat. Like, Bat has to like blink, Force F, and Lasso before he can Shikuchi, or just get a gem. So if they do that, then they can kill him with a Life Stealer Bomb or an Omni Slash to follow up. But it's pretty difficult to execute, and TC's been playing very, very safely this game. But look at Koikva. He's able to snag this tower with like 4 people there, 5 people top on EG, and so much space created, and they didn't even get the tower denied.
And he's going to be able to ball lightning away and TP away. And yep, just kind of stole one, and all the while, the rest of Liquid continuing to just farm away.
Yeah, Koikva created so much space for his team. It's ridiculous.
TC is now only about 600-700 gold away from his Desolator. Picks up his second Mithril Hammer, only needing the recipe now. Now, if you're in EG's shoes, I mean, you still have some pretty nice tools. The problem is, it's the same issue we've seen. Like, where did they go? I mean, EG was counter-punching fairly well. They've kept it close in terms of kills. But the gold now getting up towards 5-digit territory once again, and they just feel like they've gone flat. We're just not seeing them make much of anything happen. Even MSS and the Lifestealer, like, they were doing a good job there. They had a couple of really nice lasso picks. If they can do it again, and they will, okay, this is much better. So long as these guys are staying active, they're going to be able to have the potential to keep themselves hanging around.
Potential. I've been hearing that word a lot lately.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It's tough to have a lot of potential or to capitalize on it whenever you're falling this far behind in pure levels. Wei2 could be in trouble here, though. Universe drawing him out, and he's gone. This could be very bad, though, as there's a rotation out of Bulba and Valera as well. And it looks like MSF spotted that, very wisely pulling back.
They're not out of the clear yet. Wei2, oh, no, they see the fire. So the jig is up.
Manages to make it away. TC, now...
The long-range jump, Fog caught out yet again. I think that EG just has to stay together and bait it out too. Like, they've been going on Fear, they've been going on the Venomancer. They did see the Firefly up top, so they knew that Bat wasn't there. But aside from that one, oh, MSS, oh, that lasso range. Oh no, and he didn't have Force up. See, that would have been such an important kill.
We're going to see Universe pursued out. Way 2's right behind him. Bulba spots him with the Astral Spirit. He was slowed down with the Nova. He will go ahead and look to run, though. Earth Splitter tossed out and off the mark. 17-12, and, you know, EG just has that feeling right now, unfortunately, that feeling, a really cool effect there, by the way, but they just, again, they're like, it's almost like they're waiting for their own demise. Like, they're just waiting on Liquid and hoping Liquid makes a mistake, and you can't play not to lose. You have to play to win, and it seems like when we get to this 20-25-minute phase, EG goes from playing to win to playing not to lose.
Yeah, I agree with you there. They need to take a risk, like smoking into Roshan, or just 5-man smoking and killing Storm Spirit or something like that. They're getting like small picks in there, but it's not. It's at this rate, it's not going to change the outcome of the game. They need like big play difference, play making differences, whatever. I can't think of the right word, but they need to just like take Roshan. Taking Roshan and denying Liquid it is a really big deal.
And here we go. They're going to... Oh, poor Fog. Fog has been nothing but food for the last 5-10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And
Vino just is awful versus TC and or versus Weaver and versus Storm Spirit, though.
Yep, there's going to be MSS going in. Valera, he got the Crystal Maiden of all heroes. Bulba with his BKB up, and now they're going to be able to chase him away. The damage is just too high. Universe blown up immediately. Fear next on the list, as they can't stand the damage. And you can't have your lasso spin on Crystal Maiden. You just can't.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a misclick or what, but Liquid looks like they're very, very close to closing this game out. TC and Koikwa, 12,000 plus net worth. That's double Life Stealers. Life Stealer is sitting at a little over 6,000 right now, and you can't have a Life Stealer beat that under farm. Not against hard to kill heroes. If it's against like Alchemist or something like that, then yeah, maybe so. But when people can just cut you around forever, pretty much, then you're not going to win the fights with this core of JO.
Fog drops again. Down go the racks. And Liquid, I don't think, really has much of a reason to need to clear out. They might just because Jugger's coming back up. But this game probably reaching the point of no return for Evil Genius.
Roshan looks like the next target for Liquid.
Yep. And I don't know. I mean, EG's going to be back up. So, yeah, screw it. They're just going to run it.
They can't contest it, though. It's such a difficult place to contest.
And poking the nose in. Once again, an outstanding performance for Koikva. He's sitting at 8-3-7. He's been involved in 15 of the 22 kills Liquid has tallied.
Oh, looks like they might contest.
And thinking about it, Liquid should be able to get... Yeah, TC can do this by himself at this point. MSS comes in, and he snatched it. Bad Rider got it. MSS snatching that Aegis away. Unfortunately, he's going to end up leaving JO behind. So basically, it was a drop-off pickup. MSS drops off JO, leaves him to his death, and then... Oh, no. Yeah, you don't want that happening either. Koikwa chases him down, and, yeah, he will be able to blink away, so... Not giving Liquid the Aegis, but certainly not getting anything out of it either. Fear going to land a split Earth, and it's all right, Fear. It's not as if Liquid has 5 there. Fear does play a fairly aggressive Leshrac. I think that's putting it mild.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Tier 2 here in mid. The last altitude tower remaining will drop. 3 down, still yet for EG, and would imagine they'll simply push through. 10-3 and 8 now on Koikva, as he has just played phenomenally. Next on the list is 6-1 and 11. That's a unfortunate. I like. That's fun.
He's gonna blink out.
Yep, bad manner. Didn't even click anything.
Overall, in this series, I think EG needs to work on their draft, though. I think they overvalue Batrider. They also overvalue Venomancer, and they shouldn't have picked Juggernaut in the first game. I don't think they necessarily overvalued him. I just didn't think it was the right pick. And they also just need to draft more disables, like more reliable disables on their supports. For like example, you just need any sort of silence or stun, reliable stun, not like Leshrac stun versus a Weaver or Storm Spirit. They lost the tri-lane pretty heavily on top because they weren't able to catch the Weaver at all or zone him out. And then if they can't keep Koikva and or Weaver down, then they're just gonna ball out of control.
Looks like the GGs have been called in the meantime.
Yeah, it should be GG.
Fogged is still not very happy about his keyboard. And yeah, we just see, all right, GG. Feared just calling it Fogged. calling it as well. And can we get an unpause here, guys? Please, so we can see the H. Yeah, I can. Let's see. Unpause, please. So the GG's called, and there we go. GG's called. We'll see the ancient blow momentarily, but yeah, official GG. Yes, Mr. Zippo. It will be the official GG, as we can see. EG's already bailing out. There she goes. And Team Liquid, in their second appearance here in the D2L, notches a win. EG falling into a hole very quickly. We see them in action now 3 times, and they've yet to net themselves a win. 27 minutes, 50 seconds, the time it took, 25-13, the official kill score. And yeah, I mean, it's to me, the MVP vote, my friends, got to go to Koikfa. I feel like he just absolutely dominated on his Storm Spirit play today.
Yeah, TC is a close second, though. Liquid looking very strong in their performance today. And EG, I mean, they looked strong yesterday, but today they need to go back to the drawing board, mostly just work on their draft and work on their 10 to 20 minute phase of the game. Still, a decent performance out from them. Liquid takes it 2-0. How do they place in the standings now?
Liquid, they're now 1-1. So back to even, essentially. And, that's the big thing. Whenever you're playing a single appearance round robin, where each team only plays each other team one time, which is how we've done it this season with us adding the Eastern Division. Whenever you play that, you really can't afford to go 0-2, 0-3 to start. Like 0-2, whatever, you can bounce back from that. 0-3 puts you in a hole where you now have to win out. You have to win all 4 matches to finish on the positive side of 500. And as the playoff picture takes shape, you can just count on the fact that at least 2 or 3 teams are always going to be on the positive side of 500 by nothing else than pure mathematics. So Fear and company need to get things together really, really quick. Problem is, they still have some pretty tough matches ahead of them. They already knocked out their Alliance match, I should say. They did lose that match, but they still face Fnatic and Na'Vi. So their 2 biggest tests are still on the way. And we'll see if they can pull it together. In the meantime, Liquid certainly looking all right, sitting at 1-1. Once again, guys, thanks so much for being a part of the show. I'm your host, Aaron AC Chambers. Our second series is going to be coming up in about an hour. Yep, stick with us. So, the 60 minutes, give or take. Dream League on, Connie? Yeah, whatever. If Dream League's on, go. Nope, not on. Go find something to watch. Maybe go play Dota. Grind for rare is the easy way. The voice, by the way, you're hearing on the other side is Merlini, and we'll get our information up right. Boom. There it is. So that's me. You can find me. Actually, that's Merlini right there. I always forget. I'm not used to being on camera because I'm a radio guy. This side is me. So hit at EC and then Merlini Dota right there. Where else can they find more about you, Merlini?
Me on Twitter, as I'm sure you already pointed out, at Merlini Dota. Facebook, YouTube. I actually just released a video today. YouTube.com/Merlini Dota, as well as Facebook.com/Merlini Dota. And last but not least, my personal stream at Twitch.tv/Merlini Dota.
There you go. Make sure you check him out. He's got some of the best educational content you're going to find anywhere on the web for Dota 2. You can find me again on Twitter at AC. It's Twitch.tv/ACTV is my personal stream, which will be having some content, more additional content appearing on it very much in the future. Facebook, it's ACTV, as is elsewhere, as is YouTube, where you can find, for example, the international quality VODs and stuff like that, just from other things I've done. Most of the VODs, of course, for the D2L, all of the VODs go up on the D2L VOD page. But anyway, guys, stick with us. Like I said, it's going to be about an hour. Go find a stream to watch. Go support local Dota, and just go own faces. We'll see you back. You're on the HyperX D2L.